tankers. Hopefully you are here for a good time. That's promising if you are. But I am not here for a good time right now because the BZ-176 is probably the biggest disappointment in Blitz that I have ever witnessed. Probably the worst tank at tier 9 in my personal opinion. And for anyone who wants to get this tank and thinks that it's going to be the derp tank from PC or console, it is not. It is a 2-clip autoloader that has terrible HE. Its AP and heat rounds they're alright. Not the greatest. But the reload and everything else about it is just absolutely terrible. So if you just want to have this tank as a collector tank, get it when it's at a better price. Pick the other tank. Anyways, guys, yeah, I don't recommend this tank to anyone. I think it's one of the worst tier 9s again. But it makes me lose brain cells with how bad this tank actually is. It's a wannabe tier 9 autoloader, but can't keep up with any of the other autoloaders because of how terrible the intro clip is between both shells. And its armor is actually a tier 8 armor profile, not really much of a tier 9 armor profile. If they would have made the armor profile a bit better, I think it'd be a bit more competitive because of how terrible the gun actually is. Overall, you have a 192mm turret, which can be effective. Everyone's loading gold and just buttering right through there and hitting the quite most penable areas on that turret. To be honest with you, it will definitely do a lot better versus tier 8s. The tier 9s and tier 10s, don't rely on your turret armor, because the slightest angle that they can get on your turret is just they pen it. That's just how it is. Sides, you can side scrape. It does work quite well that way, but once you try to poke out to shoot someone, they're gonna get the edge of that turret very easily. And yeah, you can HE yourself. Damage per minute, 2,185. Jeez Louise. I mean, it would be... The tank, I think the tank would be fine if they made this like 4-5 seconds instead of 8 seconds. Because there's a lot of times where you could do a lot of damage in this tank. But because of the shell time, by the time, like, let's say your team makes a push on a tank, you're only able to do one shot, and then you're like, oh, I'm almost done getting this shot, but now it's 100 HP. They're going to finish it off. I might as well start my reload, which is 23 seconds. And so really, you're wasting your DPM about 90% of your gameplay. Unless if you can sit in front of someone and they just sit there and they let you hit them for that second shot. And if you do, I mean, great for you. I mean, there's 1,000 damage pretty much right there. 240 pen, not bad. 305 for the heat rounds. I really haven't faced any tier 10s that often, so yeah. But 305's not bad. It's not great. It's kind of just there. 6 degrees of gun depression. Yeah, whatever. Aim time, absolutely dog water, in my opinion. Dispersion, dog water. I know there was a post on Discord that was saying its gun was absolutely beautiful. I don't understand that player's opinion, but that's their opinion. Maybe they love having tanks that are just completely non-DPM. I don't know. It gets around alright, pretty sluggish sometimes. Does better on hard terrain. That's all I'm gonna say. Hard terrain. Otherwise, it just sucks getting around. The armor profile here, yeah, it's quite pennable right there. Even right there, you're going to be able to pen. If you're above the vehicle, that's very pennable. Slightly turns the turret, you're going to be able to pen those cheeks. And even then, you can get these lower parts. And if it's slightly bent, you can have a chance to be able to pen that if you have enough pen. You can smack the top of there and the hatch right there, and you should be able to hit that as well quite easily. Just remember, these little boxes aren't going to be pennable. And then coming over here to side scraping abilities, yeah, before he can poke out and shoot you, you're going to be able to smack him there or anywhere along here. Now if he is playing it correctly, even when he tries to pull out, guys, you have a chance to pen right there as well on the lower part of his turret there. Or if you have enough pen to go through there, the hatch. And by the time he pokes his gun out enough, you're going to be exposing a bit more than what you want on this tank. The sides, quite easy to pen. The rear, quite easy to pen. HE on this bad boy, I mean, most tanks at tier 10 are going to be able to HE splash this guy on the rear quite easily. But anywhere else, you're just going to be doing splash damage. Heat rounds, you're going to butter right through this bad boy. The upper hole does get a little bit better to deal with, but even hold down, you're going to go straight through those cheeks and the weak spots on the tank. Also, I did have someone try shooting me on this little bump. That's not penable either. But yeah, you can still pen with AP rounds if you can get the sliver shots there and the hatches. Alright, Yamato Harbor Supremacy, Tier 9, Tier 8. They do have the other heavy tank, the MBTB. I still have not played it, but I have played it on console. It's a pretty fun tank. We're going to go A-side with this guy because this tank it struggles playing on hilly areas. This tank's better with its mobility on hard surfaces like this. Catching my turret there. Gonna try to go for a shot there, hitting him. Gonna look where he shot me here. It's gonna be actually on the edge of that turret. So, there you guys know, it's not hard to hit this guy. Tier 8 armor on a Tier 9 tank. Not a very smart idea, Wargaming. Or should I say just the Blitz team in general. They're not the smartest individuals at times. We do see an opportunity to dump a shell here into the SU, maybe HE onto the side, but he does turn away, making sure we can pen our shots here. His tank does struggle, so I want to be able to deal as much damage. I do want to try to get that second shell in, but I know it's not going to happen. So I'm going to go for not a reload. Maximize the ability to get a shot into this guy. Take him out with HE. I end up taking some damage there, but I'd rather clear out that tank. He has 10 years of experience playing. I'd rather not have a more experienced player on the team playing a tank that some players might not be able to know how to deal with. Alright, so we're waiting for this horrible reload to be able to go dump 2 shells with a horrible wait time for shells to be able to fire. I think if Wargaming wants to make this gun that it already has good, make it maybe 5 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. 8 seconds is just absolutely horrendous. We had a nice 2-clip into the 2020. Trying to avoid a shot here from the IS-3 Defender. 4 versus 3. We're waiting for a reload here. I'm hoping that AMX comes. Oh, there he is. Nice track shot. Maybe my team can finish him off. See, this is where that tank just becomes horrible. I don't have time to clear off a tank that I track, and that can honestly ruin a potential win. The WT is going to get farmed off here by the light tank, so I need to prepare for him. These 2 guys can handle him, so I'm going to cut this guy off. I'm going to have the reload jump on him when he comes around that corner on that building. I'm going to pre-aim for it. Going to make sure I try to hit those shots. Made him definitely a 1-shot. He bounces his first shell. Pens his next because it's not hard to pen this guy. I want to be able to make sure I hit this shot. Clean off the light tank. That is an important kill, getting that vision and high DPM tank out of the battle. We're up to almost 4,000 damage, which I am honestly surprised by because this tank has been a pain in the butt to even get over 2K. Coming in to help my team finish off the IS-3 Defender. Alright! 4,397 damage. We did assist in 519, destroyed 3, damaged 6 of the vehicles, securing ourselves a nice high caliber, a nice amount of other medals, and of course the Golden Arches, the Ace Tanker. We did secure a hefty amount of experience earned and credits as well, and definitely helped carry the team to victory, with the WZ doing a fantastic job, almost securing 3,000 and definitely getting that nice amount of 1,000 base experience. And thank you, Progredo CC55 Mod 54, for doing your best and trying to stay alive to help your team get to victory. And I don't know what you two were doing. Anyways, guys, again, just like in the beginning of the video, don't get this tank. Unless if you don't care about trying. I mean, I will never play this tank again, unless if they add a second gun or make the gun better. As of right now, the other tank is a lot better. Hopefully you guys have a great time playing the game right now with a load of events for y'all. But yeah, don't get this tank. No matter what kind of player you are. This is the definition of how Wargaming feels about their game. Dog shit.